Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. Thank you very much, as always, for taking the time to watch my videos, and I do hope you find them informative. And when you go to a local bookstore, possibly you will be looking for the book that I'm about to review for you today. And the book is How Sex Changed the Internet and the Internet Changed Sex, An Unexpected History by Samantha Cole. This is published by Workman, and in Canada it retails for $38. The internet, when it began, it was a vast wasteland. It's come a long way, as have computers, because the author talks about the early computers, which I recall early computers back in high school. There was a whole room full of these computers that you had to punch computer cards to get a program going. We've come a long way, and the internet has too from its infancy. The author goes into great detail about, the history of the internet, mainly in terms of sexuality. And we all know there's a lot out there that's not so nice, and it's really hard to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. But the author goes through, like I said, the history of how sex changed the internet. In the beginning, it was like taking baby steps, and the world of sex, which brought a lot of people to the internet for the curiosity factor. The sex has changed as well too. Now, originally, it was said that graphics on computers can be traced back to a Swedish Playboy from 1972, and that sort of revolutionized graphics and what we see on the internet. Now, there are parts to the internet in terms of sex. They talk about the dark web, and I'm confused about what the dark web really is. It's supposed to be parts of the internet that most people don't have access to, and which is a good thing. But in the book, the author talks about deep fakes, which that has been very popular as well, where it takes a famous person's face and puts it on the body of some porn star, and it makes it look like that famous celebrity is actually doing porn photos, porn movies, and it's really quite disturbing. And a lot of celebrities have sued companies that have done this. Some have been successful, and some really haven't been able to trace those who are doing these despicable things. Now, the internet has also brought us dating. And back, there was a company called Matchmaker that they changed their name to Web Personals. And by 1998, had 2 million subscribers. Now, internet dating has been very popular, and that is discussed very thoroughly in the book. And thanks to the popularity of Matchmaker, such companies as Match.com, eHarmony, and Plenty of Fish have done quite well on the web. And you don't hear quite as much about internet dating the same, but it's still out there. And if you're looking for a match, when I first got my computer in 1998, people went to Yahoo chat rooms, and that's how people met, through the chat rooms. And so I made a lot of friends through them that I still, they're still friends. And also the book looks at other areas such as, cyber sex, which that was popular back in the day when people first got on the computers. Cybering, it was called. And I remember people who cybered. I never cybered, but people did, and they were quite happy. So I guess it's to each their own. And the book also looks at the world of webcams too, because they're popular. There are sex sites that set up webcams, and people pay so much to watch women supposedly in their own bedrooms doing whatever they do for fetishes or whatever. So Samantha Cole really has covered all her bases. She also talks about really the darker side, where some people have met on dating sites or Craigslist, and people have been lured to apartments or places and they've been murdered. There are also incels, those people who are celibates, and there have been deaths because of that. So she just doesn't, cover the regular part of sexuality. She also looks at the darker side. And so if you're looking for a book that is, it's very technical too. So it's got a lot of computer jargon that I'm not familiar with all the computer jargon. I just know how to turn my computer on and go to certain sites. So this book is definitely different, and if you're intrigued by sexuality on the internet and want to trace its history from its early infancy to today, you'll find most interesting and engrossing reading. So it might not be for everybody. Everybody might not want to read about the history of sex, but those who are curious but not yellow, pick up the book and read how sex changed the internet. So that's the book I wanted to draw to your attention today. Hopefully you will agree with my review, and if you do buy it, let me know if you agree. Or if you disagree, that's fine too. I don't mind. I can handle it. So until we meet again with another book review, and we will very soon, stay safe and stay sane. And keep reading those books, because knowledge is power. And I'll see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.